Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, where today we have a replay, the first ever replay of a double barrel tank. And this has been sent in by Merc Soldier 2016. And given this is the first double barrel replay on the channel, I figured we should, well, we should kick things off in spectacular fashion. And this game does not disappoint. So we're on the map Kaunas, and this map is, meh, you know, it's not terrible, it's not amazing, it's not my favourite, but it's also, you could also do a lot worse in this game from a map point of view. But enough about the map. Let's talk about the double barrel, because it is a very, very new mechanic in the game. It took me a little while to figure out how it worked, but it does open a whole new way of approaching this game. And if I find myself getting a little bit bored, I would say, or wanting something new to play, something different to play, I will switch to World War II and I will play this thing. And I have been getting into World War II a little bit more recently because, you know, this thing has inspired me. Shaky, shaky. Shake it all about. Anyway. We have our first target. And for those that don't know, it's probably worth explaining. You see the aim reticle there, with the two sort of horseshoes either side of it, and beneath each one of them is a yellow triangle. What the yellow triangles indicate is that when the trigger is pulled, both guns will fire. Now this is something you can switch. You can choose to fire the left barrel or the right barrel, and at the moment, Merc Soldier here has got both selected. So that's how the mechanic works. And this opens up a whole new... okay, there you go. He fired both barrels there. Didn't pen anything there, which is unfortunate because that's now quite a long reload. But the double barrel mechanic, being able to choose what you want, this is a whole new approach to the game. It opens up a whole new play style. It opens up a whole new way of thinking about the game. And that there was a shot from a single barrel. Second one loads. Second shot goes out. So now both barrels are reloading because both shots were fired, but they were both fired individually, one at a time. So now we have seen both barrels fire at the same time. We've seen them fire one at a time. And that in a nutshell is how this tank works. But the reason this opens up a whole new playstyle is because, and that IS-2 showed its side and got whacked for 700. Yep, celebrate that one. Yeah, that's that, and that right there is the reason why I love playing this thing, because it's like pulling off a DERP shot, but instead of hoping and praying that your HE round does something nice one on the Earthshaker there, instead of hoping that your HE round will do something, you are firing armor piercing, so it's like it's a bit more guaranteed. You're more of a guarantee. And is this guy going to peek? Is that T-77? Don't peek, T-77. Don't. Stay back. Good boy. But yes, the reason why this mechanic is so... Oh, he hasn't, has he? Oh. You didn't want to do that. You didn't want to do that. It is worth noting, if you see one of these things in front of you and you're on less than 700 hit points... don't peek, really, because it will take you for 700. You know, plus or minus a bit, but 700 on average is roughly what it will do. I will get to my point, though, about why this is why this is a unique mechanic. What you can do is you can load different types of ammunition in each barrel. So you could have armor piercing in the left and high explosive in the right. If that's what you wanted. If you wanted to play it like a regular heavy, but be prepared for light tanks to show up, or artillery, or a 4005, because this is tier 8, so you could see tier 10. If that's how you want to play it, then yeah, go for it. Or you could put heat in one in the left barrel and armor piercing in the right, and if you're fighting a tier 8, fire your armor piercing. If you're up against a tier 9 or a tier 10, fire your heat. You know, there's no well, there is a reload, obviously, and probably didn't need to fire both barrels there, but oh no, he didn't. Sorry, that was one barrel. So see, making mistakes here already. That was one shot, one barrel, and 1 reload. So, yes, if you want to play the tank this kind of experimental way where you're mixing your ammunition, then you can. If that's what you want to do, then you can. For me personally, I just stick with armor piercing because I like the double whammy. I mean, it's a bit like playing a DERP gun, but it's not a DERP gun. You know, it's kind of 761 for the Earthshaker. Ouch. Ow. Yeah. Anyway, it is 3 versus 5, and we are over 5 minutes into the game, and we're still on full health. He's bounced a bit, but he hasn't taken a single shot of damage yet. Second barrel is reloading. We have 2 rounds ready to go, and it is it's 2 versus 5. That was that was an enemy gone, and the AMX. You want to be really careful peeking one of these things, because you never know. You never do know. You've got to be so careful, because I mean, 1 shot's, you know, you don't want to get hit by 1 shot, obviously, but 2, it's just not good. Just not good at all. And it's at this point, roughly, where the game gets interesting. And why is that? Well, here we are. We have arrived. We have arrived in a 1 versus 5 situation. So, there's a Kolobanov's up for grabs. But can he pull it off? That's the question. Bounces a shot from the AMX tank destroyer, the French tank destroyer, but to his right. Takes out the AMX M4. Wait for the reload on the second gun. There it goes. He takes out the Earthshaker. It's now 1 versus 3. And artillery is one of them. He takes his first shot of damage there, or second shot of damage, so he's not full health anymore. But hey, this long into the game and you kept all your hit points, you can't argue with that. That's pretty good going. That's very well played. Both barrels are loaded. 756 hit points. It was never really in question, was it? Never in question. Good thing he moved, because that shot, well, you know, artillery's been nerfed, but that wouldn't have been good. Never good to get hit by artillery. And it's at this point that I will skip forward slightly in this replay. Okay, so we've skipped forward a couple of minutes, because what's ended up happening is he's actually taken out the last, well, apart from artillery, he's taken out the last active player in the game. That Earthshaker was AFK. So there's not really much point in showing you the hunting down of the last medium, because there wasn't really. And here we are. He sits in the cap because it is artillery. He's not really fast enough in a heavy like this to go after artillery. But while sitting in the cap, artillery decides to expose themselves. And 590 hit points. We all know what's going to happen. Yeah, it's double trouble loaded. They're in. Both rounds are in. Both rounds go. There's the kill. So there we have it. That was a 1 versus 5 situation in the Object 703, the first double barrel tank in the game. And there is the Kolobanov's medal. I did say we would kick off the double barrel replays with quite a spectacular replay, and that was it. Well, there you go, folks. That is all I have for this one. If you've enjoyed this video, please leave it a like. If not, a dislike. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one.